Hey, this is Kim. Stay tuned for a review of the Sinclair Oasis top and dress. Hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for spending time with me today. I'm actually coming to you from my brother's house in San Antonio, and I'm enjoying myself here, but I thought I would film this review that I didn't have time to do before I left home. You know how it is getting ready for a vacation, so I thought I would film it now. I am talking to you today about the Oasis pattern from Sinclair. It is a top and dress. It has a really cute design to it, lots of different elements to it, and it's a really nice pattern. So I'm going to talk to you about all the features. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down there. We are getting closer to 16,000 now. It just seems to keep going up, and I'm thrilled. Let's keep the channel growing. I want to be able to push out more and more good content for you guys. So thank you so much for helping me get the word out. So you know how we do pattern reviews by now. You know that I like to keep them really standard, answering the same questions about each pattern, and that keeps it objective and less a little bit like, well, I just like it because I like it. I need to say why I like it, and maybe those might be the same reason you would not like it. So I like to make sure that all the details are covered. All right. I will say also today, before we get started, that I am wearing the Love Notions Harmony top, one of the ones I talked about in my last video. And today I was at Walmart and saw some 1-yard cuts of 45-inch fabric for $2. So I ended up buying a few of them, and what I did was I bought 2 1-yard cuts. I know I can get a front out of one and a back out of another because it's only 45 inches wide, so you have a little bit more yardage. But for $4, I'm going to have a new top. So I just thought I would inspire you to go. Don't neglect that remnant aisle or that clearance aisle, even a pre-cut. All right. All right, let's get right to the Oasis. I have mine hanging here. This is the Oasis that I made. This fabric is cotton jersey from Joann's. It has butterflies on it. And I'll show you some pictures of it here, as well as a close-up of the fabric itself. All right, so details about this pattern. It's from Sinclair. It's a recent release, just from the last few weeks. Has a really interesting asymmetrical line to it, as you can see. It's harder to see with a print version, but has this asymmetrical line where the pleats come into. It is for knits only. It is for knits only. There are 5 views to this pattern. View A is a simple top with no peplum or anything. View B is a top with a peplum, which is what I made here. View C is a above the knee dress version, and the dresses have pockets. All right, so that's another plus for that. And view D is in a below the knee dress, which is kind of a midi length. And then view E is a maxi length. So you have a lot of options as far as lengths go. And here are the pictures of view B that I made. Now I really love this top. I've worn it once, and it's comfortable, it's breathable because I used a cotton jersey. I really enjoy the length of the top, and to me it was extremely wearable. Which brings us to wearability. So I think this top, made in the right fabrics, is super comfortable. It's very easy dressing. You can throw on something interesting by just throwing on a pair of shorts or a skirt or a pair of pants. You can be dressy or casual, and it really is a perfect summer dress. Now, as far as construction, I have a few things to say. Let me say first that this is for either an intermediate sewist or an adventurous beginner. If you need to hone the skill of pleating, this is a very good pattern to start with as far as pleats go. I will say that. But I have two notes on the construction. One is the pattern calls for you to baste the pleats into place before you join it to the top, which would be, you know, this piece and this piece. Well, you have the pleats all pinned into place, and what they want you to do is go ahead and baste it. They don't differentiate though how to baste it. And my experience is when you baste something that's knit like this, especially a stretchy knit like mine was, you go to the machine, and as you're basting it, it's stretching, okay? And you're stretching it out of shape. So what you want to do is you want to either pin it very, very securely, and then do your seam on the sewing machine before you serge it. That's one way to do it. Another way is to just baste it by hand so that you know you're not stretching it out. I would not baste these pleats on a machine when you're using a stretchy knit because it just will stretch all out of shape for you. The second note on construction, it's not really, it's a suggestion for the pattern makers. So if anyone from Sinclair is listening, this is a request. So the projector file seems to be protected, and I've had this happen with several Sinclair patterns at this point. So when you can open it in a view-only app on your iPad, but you can't open it in Illustrator and you can't open it in Affinity Designer. So there's no way to do your personal corrections on the pattern digitally. So I know they don't want us to copy it and all those good things, but there's things that when you use a projector that you actually have to adjust. One of them being like the line strength. When you turn off the other layers, then you're able to select those lines and make them bolder so that you can see them better. That's one thing. And the other thing is, you know, if you just need to like move a dart down like I did, then you can do that easily in a software program. It's just difficult to do any adjustments at all unless you open it up in one of the graphic programs. So just a suggestion that maybe you would allow people to open that, and maybe, you know, I don't want you to be copied either, but I do want to make my own personal adjustments, and I'm able to do that on almost any other designer's pattern. As far as sizing goes, it goes 0 to 30, and it also comes in petite, regular, and tall. So you need to, now if you're doing a dress or a short dress or a top, you want to consider where you're tall from. For example, I used a regular, even though I'm only 5'3". And the reason I used the regular one is because I'm long in the torso. So if I would have used the petite one, it would have been too high. I actually could have gone to the tall because this short side just catches me right there, and I think I would have liked it to be a little bit lower. Extra materials needed. There aren't very many materials extra needed for this, if any. You might want some clear elastic to reinforce this seam here. You don't want to stretch the elastic, you just want to apply it to the seam allowance, and that will just reinforce it from putting it on and off your head a lot. The other thing you might want is some twill tape for the shoulders, which just keeps the shoulders from stretching all out of shape. All right. As far as fabric, the fabric choices on this one, it has to be a knit, and it can be a mid-weight knit. You could do a lightweight knit, I think, as well. A little bit heavier would be fine, but you don't want it to be too heavy that the pleats don't lay correctly. Some great choices for this one would be Ponte, Liverpool, cotton jersey, cotton spandex, rayon spandex, anything that has a good stretch and recovery and a medium weight. Now, I made a print, and you can barely see the details of these pleats. So what I would like to do next, I think, is make this in a solid, and then that way all the details will show. So that was one regret I had, that I did not use a solid for this. This would make a wonderful LBD, little black dress. I was always looking for black when I was shooting weddings, you know, because I had to wear black every weekend. So I definitely would have made that in black to wear to weddings once upon a time. All right, in summary, I will definitely make this again. I'm going to make it in a solid color. I'd like to find a Liverpool in a solid color. I love Liverpool. It's lightweight, but it behaves like a midweight, if that makes any sense. It's wonderful for things like this. So I would love to do that in maybe a solid green or a solid purple, something that is a little bit different for the summer. So I hope that helps you decide in what views to make, what fabrics to choose. I will put down below a link to an Amazon influencer list of fabrics that would work well with this pattern. So feel free to go ahead and click through to those. They are affiliate links. If you would like to click on them, it does help support the channel. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.